Yeah. Yep. Okay. Have fun, have fun.
Prepare to fight. Round begins in 3, 2, 1.
This
Fight.
operation is falling apart.
Time.
Hello? Hello? You buffoon? Okay. What is it also? How does the quality look? Because I don't know why my internet. Okay, 30. Now with Doom, you can like pretty much just control mid, so we're just gonna kind of sus. Have Rocket steady just in case he does push. Okay, nice. Okay, now we at least definitively know he's in mid. Want to make sure he doesn't just like TP push us. Okay, he's second. It's good push back there, but he walks back. I was gonna say, unfortunately, we don't really know what the time is. We would really orb up, but okay. He's doing pretty much what he needs to do. I like that. If he catches me there with a nice jump, he could do do good damage there. So, hit. Got traded there. I need to not get too cocky with pushing here. Okay, so it's at least 45 and onwards. Nice. I like that it isn't actually, just keeps it steady, doesn't push too much. And I can't really do too much here either now. Okay, 7. It's like 7 and 20. Oh, I fucking lagging, goddammit. So here he just needs to like find a creative way. I like that. He's actually doing it quite well. He's using the movement to kind of get something here. And there's not too many opportunities for me to really get in. Okay. I hope he's looking. Good weapon switch. Nice, and this might actually punish me now. I probably should be dead there actually. Why am I moving backwards? You might have taken LG armor. I kind of made a mistake because I should have checked. I would want him to like push faster so he can contest this. I think he needs to be moving through Mega. Nice, good rail. Yeah. Do something. He kind of needs to go to LG room. If he doesn't, then he could get in trouble. I don't think he's got enough stack for this, but...
Coming at you.
Okay, that could be... I think he just ends up on the bad side of the trade. I think he actually doesn't have enough time. Because he has 150 and 100 health and 50 armor, and I've got way more than him now. Nope.
In the air.
It's good that he pushes back there. He had the right idea. I think he just needs to manipulate the weapons a bit better when he's in that. He's wanted there. Not a too bad push, just not be close. And then
Mama Brown.
fuck this game. Easily.
It lagged out. Cool.
Sorry. So, especially because he doesn't have the weapon advantage here, then it kind of gives me free reign to do whatever now. Because now if he's stuck at rail, he pretty much has to walk through rocket side to be able to even get away, where he's pretty much just going to die now. And
Stopwatch. Stopwatch. 1 minute warning.
So taking direct LG fights when I have like full control, probably needs to just focus on doing more specific damage. Sorry, like damage that I might miss out on. Again, because I'm in full control, he pretty much just has to. He knows where I'm gonna be, but so he can just therefore hit whatever shots he wants to hit. So for example, if he like was right here right now with a rail trying to push me out, that would be pretty good. Let's see. Because right now I don't technically have to really go for the mega. I can just push him off. So he just needs to do something. How do I say? Do something creative to get ahead. Yeah, I don't know why it's rubber banding like that. It's usually not that bad. Hopefully it improves.
You win.
Okay, well, let's see what he... Alright.
That was great.
That was, I tell you what, you had, like, did...
There was one fight I scuffed it, you should have died. I ran out of
Yeah.
LG.
I think it was at the start where where you should have killed me.
Yeah.
Well, this is where coaching gets a little bit hard because it's very like there are things that you're just doing which are just fine anyway, and there are even mistakes that I still make anyway as well. But it comes down to like how to limit. God damn it! How to like limit the amount of mistakes that you actually like would make, or what's consistent.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sort of doing the right things, or like I know, but it's like you guys just do them better, you know?
Well, I think how do I say?
Look at my accuracy, Jesus. Why does this happen as well? This is like a thing that happens. So like against players today, I was hitting like 50-60% rails, and then like always over 40 LG, and like 12% rocket. I only hit 8. Yeah, like.
Well, sometimes actually it's because they're like versus someone who's not as skilled. They actually give you a lot of the damage. What I mean by that is like either they just like give you opportunities where you can just LG them for fun. I mean, like they'll just like gracefully jump across things and you can just LG them, and whereas like
and you feel like you're doing well, and it's like they're just being shit.
Well, actually, the thing is like you're actually not you're executing exactly what you need to. It's more just like, you know, what makes a good player from an average player is just like is how creative you can get with those intricate things. Like for example, we were playing in mid. It's a bit hard with like the ping. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but how do I say? When you're like, you know, the way that I'm like dodging in mid, and then if you happen to miss that particular shot at that moment, you know, as the mega comes up and I have position on and stuff like that, it's more like how well you're cycling it. And I think that seems to be probably a big thing right now, is just being aware about, you know, as the damage happens, unless you can string together, you know, a long string of damage, are you going to be able to, you know, take an advantage of that? Because there was probably
do something with the damage.
Yeah, because there was probably one moment in mid where I had position and the small armor's up. You had the big armor, so in a way, like the big armor is all about taking, you know, one large fight where you pretty much just dump on them, where you can kind of just like, because you'll be able to pick up health during the fight, whereas like what kind of event happening? We were having a rail battle. You're a rocket, but Mega's up, and I have the armor that I can pick up. So and then there's not many places for you to go where you won't have an advantage for the next fight. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like another thing to think about, and like I never thought about playing it differently depending on if you've got mega or heavy. Like,
right,
that makes sense.
Because it really is like just in a way it just is statistics.
Yeah, like probability of winning this fight, shit, and like you don't want to go for fair fights. I mean, I know that's like basic Quake shit.
But it's funny because it really is. like before every shot you take, unless you're just like running at someone, you have to always think like how like in what situation would you lose depending on how you're attacking. That's probably like it's a great philosophy for like the entire time is just if I was my opponent, how would I beat what I'm trying to do, and is my
Right.
opponent doing that? Um, because if you definitively know that there's no way that they're doing that, then
Mm.
then you know.
Yeah. Because there are some specific things I was like wanting to ask you about that I've been thinking about. Like for
Alright.
example, on Blood Run, like you know how they jump across the heavy and you LG them.
Mm.
A lot of the time, like, so that's an option for doing damage on the heavy, but a lot of the time, like, I'll eat rockets or shit, or like, I won't be able to get back through the door without eating tribal.
Yeah.
And I'm just like wondering what, a different way I can
Prepare
do
to
that
fight.
where I don't
Well,
eat all this damage.
it's coming up next. I'll explain in a second, but have
Yeah,
fun on
yeah.
this one, mate.
Have fun. Have
Okay.
fun.
2, 1, fight. Time.
Okay, so we're going for rail here. Ideally, we wouldn't really use the ability because we don't really have a position, but we can come up behind him here. It would have been a good shot to hit then. Okay, it's at least 12. He can pretty much push me with invis if he wanted to. Let's go back here now. And again, this is where it kind of gets kind of a little bit random because Nyx can kind of just come from anywhere, really. And that's why we're always kind of being back-paced with rockets in this particular matchup. Again, he can seriously still just push. We're actually just going to keep waiting and just see, based on how many sounds he makes anyway. But we can pretty much just keep staying here. Nice. Okay, I like that push from him. I think it could be a good option if he knows that I try to like be a little bit cheeky and get this lower armor. If he were to rocket jump, go straight to Mega, be applying a lot of pressure. Okay, now I don't know where he is again. Not about a move to spam nails there. Okay, we don't know where he is. We'll go back to a safer position. Now we've kind of won this, we can go here. Unless I've mistimed this completely. So it's about like 30 and 25 or something. Again, we're just backing up. We're just trying to stay alive, stay alive. Ability comes up in a second anyway. Even if we get red, it's not all that bad. Okay, we're gonna have to leave now. If we were to play this very specifically, in terms of what's consistent, yeah, we would keep doing all these extremely conservative plays. Like this push now from him. Gotta be careful, I guess, in that way when I can just abuse tribal like this. Okay, he should win this fight pretty much. Pretty fortunate rocket for me to hit. Okay, he's lower on armor now. So we're kind of like forcing him where he could actually possibly go. Don't wanna don't wanna get ourselves in too much trouble there. In terms of like he actually could invis back onto that armor anyway. So now he's coming for it. Because we actually took that lower armor too, so he would have like less than 100 health here. I would actually push high instead. Just be consistent with it, don't have to get creative. Really have to give up control. Oh. So now he would have 100 health and 75. Nice little combo there. I'm gonna hold firm with LG and just back into a corner. Okay, he's won this item. No, actually maybe he hasn't because he went the wrong way. Okay, we should stay. I think he's giving me too much freedom here in terms of like the items I can get. But there's not many places I can actually go now because he has pretty much position on it. What I can do is I can listen to the Mega. And just can be kind of really careful if he's not pushing. That's why I kind of like to move a lot. Fucking relax, Dave. I can't, mate. I'm fucking lagging, cunt. So what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of waiting for the ability to come back up. Again, even if we lose both, as long as we can just reconstruct the scenario. Again, we just seriously just don't really know
5-minute warning.
what the positions could be. Oops, I missed. I'm actually rather somehow. Surprised there's some rocket jump there. Again, I guess in this way he has like opportunities to push with his invis, and that would kind of like do a reset because he actually has the advantage most of the time here. And this might get bad. This is where like fighting at the quad is can get dangerous. Because fighting at the quad will be just, well, you can just lose. I mean, sorry, there's nowhere to go after. I'm actually going to stay high, because we can kind of do damage over here. Okay. That's actually pretty good from him. I overcommitted to try and be creative. I think you needed to shoot at least one rocket there. Okay. Nice push. I didn't get the rail somehow. Okay, let's go back to rail, use Tribal to kind of push him off here. Not really, actually we can't even take any damage, so we're just gonna leave that. Okay, I thought he may have invis there. He knows that I need like a defensive weapon to push him off, so it'd be nice if he committed to staying to rockets. That's very specific though to this particular matchup in a way though. Okay, we know he still hasn't gotten it yet. Again, just kind of holding off, seeing. So we can see he's just hanging around, obviously we can just keep playing with it. I'm not sure if he heard my ability, but if he did, he needs to just kind of keep waiting. Again, let's just camp with rockets. Nice little... Okay, again, we're going to play the same game. So it's about 46 and onwards. His invis will be down because he still used it from before. Thanks for the sub, whoever just did. I'll check that in a second. Oh, it's Joan.
Get pumped, can't.
Fucking can't. Wouldn't mind invis there, but those defensive rockets, it's a kind of a small thing, but sometimes actually shooting defensive shots can work against you because it'll just say that okay, they can just push around the map. You don't really have to worry about if you're still there or not. I think just the nail maybe wasn't the weapon. Yes. I like that stay, although I think he needs to be already backpedaling for the sake of this scenario where I might get the mega. He still got it now. I think that was my fight to win. Now I pretty much just have to rush him. Okay, well. So obviously, he probably should have won this. Maybe he still can. May have had an opportunity to just kind of push there.
Sudden death.
I like that he just defends the rail here. That's a good choice. Okay, can't really do anything still. I think he jumped off. You can do some stuff where it's like, technically, me going to rail is not the right play. Or, you know, if it lends itself, if you think that they're not there, or they're gonna miss. Yeah, we can't stay, unfortunately. I think the mega is up. He's either delaying it or he's not pushing. Oh, nice. He might actually catch me now because he's entered an early stream. I think I still win this. He's 100 health and 50. Doesn't have his ability. Yeah.
Stopwatch.
I don't know how the fuck I hit that.
Headshot.
Okay.
Lead taken. You win.
That was close. What, me hitting the last shot, or? GG.
Yeah, I scuffed that one.
Still, like, close considering.
Yeah, when you were at heavy and I was on the bridge, I dropped on you. Like the LG stream,
Ah, yeah.
it sucked. Just because I guess I'm nervous. Because it's, you know.
Well,
But I'll play you more and that'll go away and I'll be able to LG.
I think it's more just like, although we're creating this environment where it looks like that I'm better than you or something like that, but in actual fact, like, you're doing, you know, that's actually probably the thing that
Well, you're clearly far better than me.
No, well, I mean, not
No,
I'll
just
tell you what, man.
not from these games, but from the fact that, like, I don't know. Yeah, what are you saying?
Well, it's the same. What you're experiencing is what I experience with people that are better than me too. Like but it's the same kind of like mentality where you just say, oh, that at the end of the day, you have equal right to win the game than anybody else, and that's actually a hard thing to overcome sometimes. What's up?
Do you think that, like, you're playing respectfully because we're trying to fucking learn shit here? Right?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe because Fodani just absolutely dicks me?
Yeah.
But like when I don't let him get a few frags ahead, but like he won't hesitate to just spawn kill me 6 times and just rush at me and leave items up. Just leave both items up and just like spawn kill me like over and over. Do you think like part of that happening is more to him like just exploiting the fact that I'm not as good as a player and that wouldn't work against pro players or whatever?
Well,
and that's to do with him being that far better than me.
sometimes, well, the thing is, like, like sometimes it's champion setup. It's how much momentum he has, like how he kills you, and funnily enough, actually how fast he's moving after you, like he kills
Yeah.
you off a kill.
Yep.
Um, but it's more like usually in those moments, you'll find that it depends on how much damage you do before you died, and then it also depends on like the person who spawns basically has to hit like you'll either spawn at like rail or LG. It's very rarely you spawn at rockets, and
Mm.
like you just have to hit two clutch rails and then die. Or even if you hit any damage, actually, the trouble with the spawn frag is that it loses them control a lot of the time, but it will extend the lead. But then it gives you an opportunity to like you just have to do damage when they spawn kill you, and you have to make them commit for it as well.
Mm.
Um,
Maybe like lure them out of a position, out of position, like bait
well,
them.
yeah, actually, I tell you what, like sometimes it's what's really hilarious is that actually being you have to accept that you're just going to be the bitch. I mean,
Mm.
sorry, that it's going to be like that, and just kind of, and yeah, like that's actually part of the mental game too, where it's like, am I dying here because I'm a worse player, or am I dying here because I actually have statistically nothing that I can do? And
Yeah.
if that, the more you recognize like there's actually nothing you can do, the less triggered you get, the faster you can just be like, okay, I get to this
Yeah.
position.
Move on. It's like that spawn kill on BC at stairs. I don't know how to get out of it because it's like everywhere you go, you're fucked. Because you
Ah,
go
that one.
up the stairs and there's jump pad, and then they just go up the jump pad, rail you there. Like, what would you do? What do you do?
Well, that is like that's a little bit random because what happens is, well, you have to look at the situation as if like on a piece of paper. It's like he can only do damage if he either rocket jumps or he goes up the bounce pad. But simultaneously, as he does that, he can't be shooting lower. So you pretty much you have to get lucky in the sense that you have to like move. You have to kind of guess
Like, as he
the
commits to the
correctly.
upper
Yeah,
one, yeah.
because he technically can't kill you 100%. It's more actually just like you just go down the stairs because that's like the linear. You have to you go
Mm.
down the stairs, but in a lot of ways you actually have a choice where it's like A or B, and he actually can't kill you if if he picks the wrong way. Like actually, it's quite easy to be defensive in this game, but you are at the mercy of the other player because you have no kill potential. Yeah, Chug even made a
Yeah,
good point.
yeah,
Like,
no, yeah, I understand that. Yeah,
Chug said, like leaving someone alive is better if they're weak rather than killing them at times if it's going to give you full control. Stuff like
yeah.
that.
That's stuff that like that's the kind of stuff I definitely haven't like thought about at all.
Hmm.
Um, some other little things like that I've been thinking about is like when the items is quite a big gap, like literally just like having a fight with them, not to fight or anything, just to distract them, just to like make the items sync up a bit more, you know,
Right. Yeah.
like just like yeah, like being at this peek in this weird corner, and they're just like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, "I'm just distracting you, so that this item comes up behind me, and then I can go get it." Or I die, and then they're synced up more, and then I can actually get an item while you're getting the other one.
Because
Shit like that.
I mean, I think what you'll find is that really it's how creative you can be to create a situation. So like, every player has a different style, uh, but yeah, it's like how creative can you be with what you're trying to draw as opposed to like what the other person is trying to like to propose.
You mean
And
like, so say I'm at Rockets and we're on BC, and you're
mm,
at like Mega, like
mm,
near Rockets. You know how you have that rail fight all the time.
mm,
So like the standard way to do it would be to me come around that corner, you're at Mega, we shoot each other for a bit,
mm,
and then we bugger off, right?
yeah,
But I think what you're saying is like, Ghost Walk where they can't see you like 3 seconds before the Mega, and then like appear behind them on the Mega, get Mega, LG them. Like, is
absolutely,
that what
yeah,
you mean? Yeah, shit like that. And
mm,
that's kind of like, I didn't think of that a little bit in the game, but I think when people are being too conservative, they won't go for those because they appear risky, and they kind of are. But it's like that's what you need to do
yeah,
you need to be creative, because if you're just going to do the same standard shit, it's just going to come down to who hits more,
yeah,
and like that's going to be you, um,
mm,
in these cases.
mm. Uh, Yeah, I'd say it's like that. That's probably why the movement characters are so valuable in a way, or any character with creative movement is going to
Yeah.
be good because you're able to like create scenarios that are really hard to judge because it's like, fuck, how fast are they moving and what damage can I
Yeah,
do?
like Athena. God, I hate Athena. I hate Aizen. Get him out of here. I'm not fans, especially
uh,
Aizen. Aizen can suck a dick.
well, actually, I'm gonna try Strog just for the sake of it. I leave people alive duels on purpose. That's the reason. Yeah, it's a good strategy. Sense it as that creative accounting. Is that even a thing, Joan? I feel like it actually is. You know, that type of idea is pretty universal. You can really use it for a lot of things.
Well, like leaving small companies alive.
Maybe. I mean, sorry, more for like, you know, what picture are you trying to create? Because if you're just like, uh, if you don't have an idea, then you're not really gonna create anything. I wouldn't really think so, actually. It's quite a philosophy for life in that.
Prepare to
Have
fight.
fun.
Have fun.
Round
I'm
begins
not sure
in
about this fucking lag shit, seriously. It's actually really hard to kill him.
1. Fight.
He's a pretty fortunate rail for him to get hit. That's not really what I wanted. Oh wow. I don't even know how the fuck he got there. And I lag fucked him there. Actually, if he went to nail, he could actually contest this. I don't know where the guy even spawned to. Yeah, he doesn't have rail yet. He's probably looking for a bit of armor as well. He's like 100 health, 50. He'll probably use this to scout. He's up there. But, so now he's going to get that, but we can probably now stay for main. I like the position he's taken.
Coming at you.
If he stays and does like a good LG, I have to pretty much hit a perfect rocket jump to go for that item. And again, he's waiting for this armor. It doesn't spawn for a little while longer still. Nah. This kind of gets me a little bit in trouble now. Oh, okay. I have to go for this. Didn't really want to, actually. And he probably, I think Uetsu would have been even still. Probably just would have been a mutual, depending on how much LG damage I could hit. Still kind of hitting him with ping, but... Okay, I want to see him use tri-bolts. If I take too much damage here, then I can't even go for it, really. Okay, it's 3. Again, so now he just wants to do as much damage as he can without taking any damage himself, so it's all about sneaky rails or... Now I actually can't go for this item, but we're gonna basically wait until big armor is close enough to being spawned. Okay, he doesn't go for it yet. Now we can go here. It doesn't matter how much stack he's got. But, and he's done a good job too. But I think he shouldn't be here, because he can't win this fight. Might give me an opportunity to kill him now. I didn't drop that great, actually. He should drop a little bit more staggered or something, so he doesn't just pin me. Okay, we don't know if he spawns, how close he spawns. He actually spawned the rocket, it sounds like. Could use his ability there, if he had it up. Okay, I think he's gonna try to go for a rocket. For that, nice. Okay, let's go use our ability to... Almost, actually. Although I would have preferred for him to just shoot a rocket instead. Okay, his ability is down now. Yeah, probably would maybe have helped him. Pretty even for us. Depends on how much damage he can do. What we're gonna do now? So I think I should technically win this based on abilities. Actually, I don't know what the fuck he is. Sound. Nice shot. Okay, now I'm stuck. Can't really take any more damage than I have. I'm gonna go back this way. So now I have to actually wait until Big Armor spawns. I guess from his position, he's looking to actually like just snake me a little bit. He wants to just hit a rail before he picks up that, so he can optimize the amount of stack he's got.
5-minute warning.
Dirty lag rail. Yeah, I like it. But I like this too. He's not making any noise. So what I need to do is very carefully just kind of like play for this. Or kind of even making any noise will scare anyone. Nice. Oh no, I didn't hear that. I think he needs to commit to rockets. Okay, he will. If he commits to rockets there, I don't know how I didn't hear anything. But that is actually a pretty good scenario like that, when he plays it like that. Okay, he's pretty low here. Doesn't have any armor, maybe just a bit of health. Yeah, actually. Depends if he jumps or not. No, I can't now, I'm just too slow. It's hard to be responsive like that sometimes. Wouldn't be that bad if he hit the rail. I would have just walked back if he hit his shot. But now he doesn't really have much. Okay, nice. And if he's a little bit earlier, he can do that. But I think even he knew that I was going to be able to get there at the same time. So let's see if I can try to do it like this, where you just basically jump. Get a little bit lucky. I think if you do the vertical jump into drop, you should be able to survive that a bit better. What the fuck? How does that do nothing? What the fuck? This game doesn't know what it wants. I think he actually spawns rail here. Wouldn't mind a rocket jump. Nice. I think I'm scattered with him now, like it looks shitty.
This battle will be ours.
I should probably die there too. Okay, he actually gets that. He shouldn't push for Mega. I would think that's definitely wrong if I hit the damage. Need to get there, yeah, before he hits that shot. Nice.
Headshot.
In those moments like that, he just needs to think.
1
He
minute
needs to
warning.
be where it gets like really tedious. When he needs to be tedious, he needs to think, how am I going to trick him up about this little... Because that play, I had no right to even get the big on the really, actually. Oh my god. Yeah, I have no right to get that item, really. He just happened to push. I'll tell you right now, I have the worst shotgun, by the way. Well, I think depending on how much stack he had, I think he needed to die, or he should have died.
You win.
Alright.
Oh, that was funny. Ah,
Oh, GG.
sorry. Kind of just started fucking around at the end there.
Yeah, that's. I mean, even I do that too.
I mean, like, we can just ignore the last 3 minutes, or 2 minutes, or 1 minute.
I'd have to see how much stack he had, because I think I remember that he either didn't have any health or something. From when he pushed down from the big armor chug.
There was one bit where, like, I spawned and I got the LG and I listened to see if you were, like, creeping around, rail. And then I heard nothing, so I was like, alright, I'll mosey on by. And then I mosey on by and you pop out, I'm like, fuck. you got there and been quiet so fast.
When was this, sorry? Like what?
I was LG and I just spawned. Like, I died and spawned. Got LG and I listened to see if you were, like, rail, see if I could cross. And, like, and it was just, you just got there and just held, and just been quiet very, very fast.
Ah, okay.
And then I was like, okay, I didn't hear anything because I was playing the LGU.
Because I think
So, like,
actually
you
from
know.
that range, I think on the new patch you should be able to hear it, but it is a bit hard to hear. Alright, let's go.
That's definitely a map that I'd like to do a couple times at some point.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the next one.
You sound exhausted.
I'm just more. I don't know why I can't get my ping to be good. That's the only thing that's
Oh,
kind of
you're
frustrating.
having game issues. You're beginning. Okay, well, rip.
Because
I'm getting frame drops if it makes you feel better.
that
They're
does
really
a little
bad.
bit. Because, well, actually, it really depends. Like, it really affects how you can manipulate fights when you have like fucking 5 ping or 30 ping, because the other person is able to just like throw you around and you're just at the mercy of it.
Yeah, I just installed this big Windows update, so everything's scuffed right now.
Prepare to fight.
Yeah, this is Cooked Esports Academy, Sky, but we're kind of still working on
Round begins.
how we're doing it. Alright, I'll talk to you after a minute.
2, 1.
I'm not
Fight.
often
Did I
the
mute?
prey.
Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Rockets. Might have thought that I'm still there. Nope, you went for it. Nice. I think actually in this case, the light character is probably needs to take less damage. Actually, it's so bad to push through there, so we're just gonna push through here. I don't know how the fuck that rocket did so much damage. Nice. Okay, oh. Man, couldn't control it. I think Big Arm is still up. But I have my trusty Tribal where it's range for like 5 HP Like that. He just needs to be a little bit more careful of me pushing through there. That being said, I'm probably actually at the worst end of that. I'd like to see him, like, denying this armor, because that's actually what's going to probably give me just enough stack to be able to do something. Oops. Gonna drop. Oh. Now here it's just like whoever really makes a position mistake, you should try and like just do MG damage or do something based on how much these armors are kind of taken back. So he's managed to get both there, but he's probably slightly ahead of me in stack, and he has the heavy machine gun. I don't have it yet, so you gotta play with that. I think
Lead taken.
I don't know how he got dicked, but he didn't work out that great. The big armor is first. He's only got rockets. Kind of being wary of where he's coming from. Would like to see him like bring presence here as I come through this to like get high ground again. Or heavy, just you spam, yeah, heavy machine gun, nice. Hang on boys, I'll have to read this in a second. The only trouble though is when you do spam you have to be careful of, well, you being able to steal the item like that. Especially versus like these characters. And again, now I can just pretty much take a flat fight. Well, if I lose now. Okay, that's kind of a fortunate rocket to hit. It doesn't... If he actually just pulls back there, this armor is up in like 2 seconds. It's hard for me to push. In situations like that, when he's got the LG versus Solag, he can pretty much just like keep, you know, I wouldn't make it too obvious if we're going for items, especially when we're playing high-speed characters, because then it makes it super easy to push something. So now, based on where he goes, yeah. But now, depending if he can move fast enough. He doesn't have very much now.
Stopwatch.
If he gets to this armor fast enough, it's good. But looks like he's giving it up. I think if he actually pushed through shotgun, then he'd get a made of play because it would have been I would have been pushing through a shitter position.
5-minute warning.
Now he just high ground. He needs to leave. Now he's like, there's so many options for armor. Oh, nice rock. Well, it's one way to come back.
Anger release.
Okay.
Solag not so bad now.
I'm actually too busy focused on actually trying to win myself because he's actually doing pretty well. I don't know what the stream looks like. God fucking damn. Yeah, can't stay. Again, he just doesn't know the timing, unfortunately. Otherwise, I think he technically heard the timing, but just maybe forgotten it. Okay, we can't really push out from this position until he goes to the big armor. Ideally, we have our ability back before we take a fight. Otherwise, it'd be just too hard to win. Okay, he comes through with this one. Now again. I don't know what we're working with. Yeah, he's like 50 HP. It's a really lucky spawn for me to get. He technically should be able to defend this, but he's not fast enough. Okay, it's hard for him to stop me there.
Needs more meat to hit from your bone. Feast on your
Well, at the moment, okay, there's not much to say when he goes directly on the items, but as opposed to like how he's meant to come back, especially on this map, it's very. There's not many things you can do, especially because it's so hard to get guns at times.
Rip the meat from
I'm just
your
gonna work
bone.
again, actually. Technically, so this is what he was talking about. If I can kill him there, look how much health I've got. If he hits his defensive shots, even with starting shotgun, I may actually have a chance. Okay, he just wants to make sure he doesn't take damage as he goes through there. Actually, another big rockets, it's not too bad. So, which, another case too, so he's managed to get space now. Get space because he's taken too many he's taken deaths. Where the fuck is he? Oh. Listening for the... Would like to see him do some MG damage. Or even just rush me in. I need to drop.
One-minute warning.
So he's doing a good job to run. I mean, like, take control. But maybe needs more opportunities to just, like, trap. Nope, there we go.
Unit master.
But I guess that's the other thing about the... Sometimes, especially with, like, spawn frags, it can just feel like... No, once you do damage, it can just feel like you want to commit to finishing it, but you just... doesn't always give you permission to do so. Hang on, boys. Ah, what the fuck? I guess you were down. GG. Alright, give me 1 sec. Comfy hugs. I'm gonna shave it soon, man. I'm actually getting like a razor cut of the beard only. Also, actually, I'll quickly mention it to GG.
GG.
I will quickly say that, like, we'll have to, like, post thought about these games too, because I feel like there's not really much to say that's gonna, like, really revolutionize your game.
Yeah, well,
It's-
this is a problem that I've faced before when trying to show more newbie people things. I don't know what to tell them.
Well, it's more like just it's just the constant experience. Like, how much are you able to like like I said, create the picture like we were talking about.
I forget timings. That's the problem.
Mm.
I'll like take note of it. I'll be like 42, and then I'll be like 20 seconds later. What was that timing? Gee, I don't know. I forgot. I was too busy shooting the guy.
I'll be honest, I actually feel like timing doesn't matter as much as it seems. The only thing that I probably want to like that you really want to consider is that because you can always kind of know like, okay, this item spawns before this one. The only thing they might be getting tripped up on is like when both of you trade an item. What time did he pick up his item? What time did you pick up yours? Because you can generally feel like how the game's flowing is like when it's going to be spawning, but if you have no recollection, especially when you're dealing with fast characters, then it's all about like, then you actually just don't go for it. Like there's no special meta where it's like, oh, because you're such an amazing player that you can like predict. You predicted when the item was going to spawn. It's like, no, actually you just don't go, because it's too random.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because knowing exact timing, it can get you so many items. Because you'll be like, oh, he's here. I can get to the item before him, and then you just go get it, and it's like free money. That's what I like about knowing the exact timing. Because that you can just know that you can go snag it, and they'll be like, because they know it's coming up. I don't know.
I'm gonna play here. I'll try to play Anarchy now. Actually, I'll play Strog again. But like I said, we might have to just have to like give it an afterthought as we play. But because I think it's more of like just the philosophies of what to do as opposed to like the specifics, because the specifics get really awkward where it's like maybe you get too attached to it, whereas when you apply this like blanket statement, don't push when our opponent has position standing next to small armor, thinking of awoken, then you can apply that to everything, whereas if we say like, oh, go to rocket, do damage here, do this, do that, it's a lot really is based on like momentum of the characters, how fast they're going, what items are coming up, stuff like that. Which I put it this way, probably a big thing that I always like to say is just a lot of the time, attacking is actually the wrong decision. I find there's very rarely where attacking, unless you can do damage untraded, where you have pretty much like one free. Imagine like weapons have like a rotation of damage where it's like during this 1 second of time, 50 LG damage was done or 1 rocket damage was done. Bear with this idea because it's like a little bit complicated, but like imagine that like during a rocket fight you have the rotation of rockets. Like, okay, you hit yours, he hits you with his, and based on how fast or who gets the first rocket is the person who wins, right?
Yep.
So imagine like you're playing another fight where someone else just gets free damage onto you before the fight's even begun. Means they pretty much have one full rotation of damage before anything's actually happened.
I know what you're saying.
So when you conceptualize it like that, then if you have
fighting seems like a terrible idea.
Well, in a way, yeah, it kind of does, because the only way that you're actually going to be able to definitively assert, to attack and get a kill where it's like, okay, he definitely dies there. You can only do that if you have like what's called the untraded damage rotation, in a way, where it's like you've done damage and it's like, okay, he definitely dies here. The only reason why he would not die is if I just fuck it up.
Yeah, that's the worst one. That's happened to me a couple of times tonight. I was like, oh yeah, he dies here, and like I should like BC. I should have fucking. I fell off the pillars because I was so excited when they killed you. I was like, yeah, I got him.
Nice.
And then I fell. And then you, God damn it.
Yeah, I think you just need to not get bullshitted by people that are gonna push you around like that, because really what you'll find is that once you start hitting the damage you need to hit when they're doing that, all of a sudden the game gets a lot fucking easier.
Yeah, like they'll be like, okay, I can't do that anymore.
Hmm.
Like using the off weapons well. and
Well,
shit.
better yet, they still keep doing it. You kill them for doing that. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
probably one of the best weapons that I'd suggest getting good with is like Tribolt. I'm probably a bit biased for that because I fucking think it's really good, but you can do a lot of stuff. Like they pretty much, it's almost impossible for them to kill you if you like time it correctly.
Yeah.
Have fun. Mate.
Have fun.
Round begins in 3, 2, 1. Fight.
Nice, that could have been good for him.
Time. Stopwatch.
Nice. I like he's decided to not get the mega, and there's no reason. Yeah, he's done like a good way to be able to just like rotate that. I thought he was low. I can't believe that I just pushed him off. Ah. I thought I got the Tribolt for a second. Okay, he pretty much gets this. I can make. So this is the Tribolt thing I was talking about, right? He's gonna take a lot of damage. Should be able to get the big hammer pretty comfortably here. Are there rocket jumps and I didn't hear it, or this armor is still up? Oh, okay. So, 52. Sometimes, actually, I really like for him to push through there. That's actually pretty smart. It's actually really underutilized, especially when you have, like, stack advantage to that degree. If he hits one rail here and I obviously don't hit it back, I'm pretty much dead. Not to be dropped there. I think he's not going to be railable here, but we kind of need a...
First blood.
Well,
Taken.
he may have had no time. Definitely would have had like position because I would have been moving into him. Possibly try it. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest he goes for rocket. I like if he just stays here. Nice. He needs to shoot back. He can't just take too much damage there. But this is kind of like what people will do. If he recognizes... Okay, he's actually there. Okay, that's pretty lucky for me to kill him there, that he was actually that low. Okay, let's Tribolt. If he moves a certain way, you might be able to actually do something. realize that was actually that low. I don't know what weapon he just picked up. That sounded like but I actually have no fucking idea. Nice. I think then, well, he overcommitted by movement. If he actually, there's actually really, like, this shaft angle where, you know, he can just stay here and keep cutting the corner. I think there's a particular reason, I don't actually know why, but just how they move into it, it's not great for them.
5-minute warning.
We're actually going to wait, because I think we don't want to really take a rail. Okay, now we can get it. And now we know the time too, 39. I don't know what it is, yeah, it's just like really hard for him to... And if he wants to push, it's still hard for him to go in. Okay, we should be able to hear him coming. He either took it or he didn't have his ability, or he had his ability up. Okay, now we can't move out. We can move out here. Yep, we still can't test for him. We go this way. We don't want to commit too much where he can just like punish us with like LG because he's gonna have more stack than us. I got pretty lucky there. But that entire time was manipulation of like that he was pushing into me. Okay, nice shot. It does slightly more advantageous for me, but he still has opportunities here. Yeah. He picked up his rockets, and then based on that we know similarly where he spawned. Nice shot. Technically he should actually have this big armor. Oh, Jesus Christ. Nice one. In these situations, you either just play with rockets, or you can pick a rail battle trade here, or you can just hope that he eventually misses. He's one of the academy players as well, Sanders, but I don't know why my internet is fucking just going really to shit tonight.
Do I look like a human?
Okay, this is a pretty bad spawn. Instead of going there, we're gonna go for tribal instead. And just try to take a position here. Big armor should be up.
Bombardment begins.
Yeah, we still actually can't really go. Okay, now we can. So I was gonna say, it was actually like, I forget what I was gonna say now. Okay, let's go back to this position.
Sad for you.
One-minute warning.
That's actually a really good rock jump. I think he actually probably sided there. camera is up, he left it. I'd actually love if he rocket jumped towards this way. I think he actually may have. I gotta stop streaming because I don't know, my game is fucking just absolutely cooked. I wasn't even moving then. I'm not moving actually. I might have to leave that for a second, boys, because it's just not having it tonight. Might play a couple more versus Thunder and then just leave it at that. Thanks to the follow, by the way, Hippotion, and thanks to the resub, Joan. Yeah, hopefully, guys, we're gonna find something a bit more consistent. It's actually harder than it looks to coach someone apparently at this game. Yeah, I mean, it's just like there's too many specific things or just like mental. The thing, but this, instead of like, this is rubber banding though. This is like the ping is not consistent, so the game doesn't know what to do. Whereas 180 ping is just like you're always hitting, you're always the same. This is like I think actually in moments like this I randomly have like 500 ping, 100, like it just fluctuates like that, and that's why it gets that, yeah, like this. Why 170 fucking. Alright, boys. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching anyway. I'll catch ya.